Hey, what is going on, guys? It's the SS Ultimate Goku, back with another video, and I talk about this whole news that's coming out today. Alright, so let's get into this nitty-gritty right now, because there's someone that's streaming right now that's lying. Okay, so let's get to the nitty-gritty about this video. Right now, we're gonna get right to the points here. Alright, because I had to explain some of this into my Discord. Some people that didn't understand what was going on. And I seen a bunch of stuff being spread around on YouTube about the situation with the Spider-Man MCU deal and all this other crap. So, we're going to talk about this right now. We're going to talk about this. I'm going to explain the situation. Okay? So, as you all know, today it was announced the MCU will no longer be doing any future Spider-Man stuff. Sony has pulled away. The reports are from the sources and the websites, Dateline, all these other websites, they're reporting it. Basically, the whole deal is that Sony is pulling out, reportedly, because they have to give 50% of the box office to Disney Marvel for them to continue the relationship. And you guys need to understand something right now. Back in the early 2000s, when Sony acquired the license to the MCU movies, when they acquired the rights, okay, Marvel was in a much different situation than they are now. They weren't the billion-dollar franchise that you see today. They weren't. They absolutely were not. They were not this they were not this juggernaut. Okay? If they were a juggernaut, they wouldn't be selling their movie license. You know what I mean? They weren't selling them, okay? Okay, the reason why okay, they sold their movie rights to Sony was because they needed money. They were on the verge of bankruptcy. Okay, they were on the verge of bankruptcy. They were done. They were about to go under. They needed money. Got quick cash by selling their movie rights to Sony, 20th Century Fox with X-Men, all these other properties. Obviously, recently, as we all know, 20th Century Fox has merged with Disney, so now Disney owns X-Men and Fantastic Four again. But that's why this stuff happened, okay? That's why this stuff happened early on, okay? So we move forward to now. Obviously, we're in a different time than we were back then, okay? We're in a different time than we were back then, okay? The MCU has become a huge thing, and it's become a huge juggernaut. It's become a huge success. Okay, meanwhile, Sony has kind of had a couple bumps in the road with some of these movies. Amazing Spider-Man 2 did not do well. As we all know, they did this contract, and so Spider-Man has been shared back and forth through this whole deal. But now, we're getting to the point where the deal is over, and now Disney is looking for more money. Okay, now, the contract right now is they get a 5% commission. That's pretty much how the licensing contract has been since the contract started. When Marvel sold the movie rights to. Okay, so anyways, so basically what happened is you got a 5% small commission. Okay, 5% small commission. Okay, Fox got that. Sony got that. Everybody who had movie right license got that. They got a small commission from the box office numbers. All the other box office numbers went straight to the studios. Okay, that's what happened. Okay, so now with this new deal that they did, where Spider-Man could be shared into the MCU, and Sony could still benefit from it. Sony got what the agreement was. The original agreement is Sony gets all the box office money for all these MCU Spider-Man films, not the crossover films, not the Avenger films, and other films that MCU films that weren't titled Spider-Man appeared in, the character appeared in. They didn't get that money, okay? They didn't get that money. That money went straight to Disney, okay? But for the solo films, Sony acquired all the money for it. Okay, so what Disney wants to do is they want 50% of the box office. They want the 50% of the box office. Like, Disney gets like all the merchandising money. They get all the merchandising money with their movies. So to me, I feel from business standpoint here, Disney's being a little greedy. They're being a little greedy because they're like, well, you know, we're Marvel. We're the official Marvel. So, you know, we want Spider-Man. We want the most money for it. So, if I was Sony, I wouldn't have taken that deal either. That's stupid. That's a stupid deal. Okay? Unless they're going to give them 50% of the merchandising for the MCU Spider-Man, that makes no business sense. That makes zero business sense. Okay? Alright, and I know some people here on YouTube are going to spin it because I've already seen someone for 20 minutes ramble on a stream about it, and isn't going to tell you guys the truth and tell you, or is going to make Sony look like the bad guys and make Marvel look like the good guys, which I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing the whole good guy, bad guy type bullshit that, people are doing. I'm going to tell you based on the actual factual information and give it to you guys the way it should be. Because none of these YouTubers are going to tell you it the way it should be told. Okay? At the end of the day, this is a business decision. Okay? And for all you people that are saying that Sony can't be successful without Marvel, they just did Into the Spider-Verse, made a lot of money. They just did Venom, right up there with the first Spider-Man MCU film, right? That is a fact. Okay? So this whole BS that, Sony can't do this shit on their own. Bullshit. Okay? Bullshit. Okay? We were talking about even Spider-Man 3, which wasn't a great film. Okay? It's the second biggest Spider-Man film, a live-action film, only to the most recent Far From Home film that just came out just now this year. So, you know what I mean there? People are saying that Sony Spider-Man doesn't make money. They don't know what they're talking about, because literally Spider-Man 3 made money. Okay, that made money. That was their highest grossing film until this year with Far From Home. People don't know what they're talking about when they say this, because again, biased MCU fanboys on here that won't actually tell you the truth and will just try to spin it for their own narrative. So that's the facts. Okay, that's the facts, whether people want to hear it or not. That is the truth. And again, I'm not really that interested in Spider-Man. I'm interested in Venom. That's my whole bread and butter. You know what I'm saying? My bread and butter is Venom. I don't care about Spider-Man. But I gotta tell you guys this, because there are gonna be some people on here that are gonna tell you bullshit. Okay? And I'm already looking at someone on the stream, on another stream, on another channel that's already spreading bullshit. And that's why I wanted to make this. Okay? Because, people are gonna spin it the way they want it. And so this is the way I look at it. Okay? Venom 2 is coming out next year in October. You got Kraven the Hunter coming out right before that. Okay? Now, I don't know if Kraven is going to do good. I hope it does. It's not something I'm really interested in. But if that does good, that just shows even more that they don't need Spider-Man. They don't need, they don't need to survive without Spider-Man. They can survive with all these other superheroes and do solo, or not so much superheroes, these other Spider-Man characters by themselves and make it work. And there's rumors that they're going to have Gwen Stasiak in live action very soon, too. So, you got your female Spider-Man coming out soon, too. People are going to spin it their own way. But I'm looking forward to Venom 2, because Venom 2 is going to have Carnage. I know there's reports that are saying they're going a different direction, but Carnage is going to be in that film. It's been already confirmed that Carnage was going to be in this film. So that shit's happening. That shit's happening. Carnage is happening in Venom 2. Period. End of story. But I just wanted to talk about this because people are going to spin this, and I'm probably the only YouTuber that's going to actually tell you the truth and not tell you this BS, illogical crap that's going on over here. So someone asked me, if Tom Holland quits Sony, who do you want Tom Holland to play? Well, first of all, he's going to continue being in Marvel, first of all, because I'm not really interested in Tom Holland, but he's going to be in Sony's film if they decide to continue Spider-Man. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing that Mr. We won't say who he is, but y'all know who I'm referring to. You see, he said something on his stream that was bullshit. Okay, he said that, oh well, Tom Holland, he can't wear the Spider-Man suit. He can't wear the suit that Tony Stark made. He can't wear that suit. He doesn't have to. Sony can build a new Spider-Man suit. They can remake the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man suit and have Tom Holland wear that. They don't have to use the MCU Spider-Man suit. This is what I'm talking about how people spin bullshit. Okay? So, our little good buddy said that Spider-Man, because it's an MCU, Tony Stark made the Tony Stark made the suits, right? He can't use the suit. He can't use the suit. Sony can't use it. They don't have to. They can just they can make a new one. They can give him Andrew Garfield's suit. They can give Tom Holland the freaking, they can give him Tobey Maguire's suit. They can give him a new suit. All they have to do is build a new design. That's all they have to do. Like, dude, it's not freaking rocket science. Like, come on. Like, this is what I'm talking about. People creating their own narratives and not freaking seeing the shit for what it is. It's right dack in front of you. It's right dack in front of you, and people are just being stupid about it now. Or just, like I said, trying to create their own narrative. It's like, oh, we need to create drama. We need to, boycott Sony, right? For the MCU. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing to create their own narrative. This is what they're doing to create their own narrative, saying, oh, well, they can't, if they put Tom Holland in the Venomverse, they can't use the Spidey suit that Tony Stark made. They don't have to. They just make a new one. That's all they have to do. Boom. Problem solved. Problem solved. We give him a new Spider-Man suit, put Tom Holland on it. There you go. In the new film, he wears a new suit. So all you have to do is just give him a new suit to wear. And just not reference the stuff from the MCU. Everyone knows that Holland is Spider-Man at this point. So, you know what I mean? It's right there. It's right in front of you. All you have to do is create a new suit. There you go. Boom. New suit. We're done. We don't, as long as they don't reference the MCU events, everyone knows who he is because he's Holland. Boom. There you go. But no, we have to say stupid shit on YouTube to create our own narratives. It's just, people annoy me so many times when I hear stupid shit come up. To create it. It makes me it makes me more mad because the dude has more viewers than I'll ever have, and he's spreading propaganda bullshit that isn't true. And that's what I don't like to see. I don't like when people do that shit. I tell it as it is. You guys got to look at this shit from the actual angle of where Sony's coming from and understand why they're doing it, and not why, I'm so sick of this whole Disney are the good guys, every other studio's the bad guy that has Marvel. They did that shit with Fox. They did that shit with they're doing that shit with Sony right now. I hate this whole they're the good guys, we're the bad guy bullshit. Okay, because that's what most of these Marvel YouTubers are doing right now. They're saying they're the good guys, they're the bad guys. People seem to keep forgetting that Marvel was on the verge of bankruptcy had they not sold the licensing rights at the time. When they did. But of course, we're gonna just continue getting people to not realize this. Okay. And you know what? I don't like that Fox was bought by Disney. I still think I still can't believe that got passed by the government. Okay. I still can't believe that got passed by the government. That is a monopoly right there. Like, they almost own 50% of the box office now for, movies and studios and shit. Like, that is not a good deal. Like, I was looking at, the Marvel stuff is far from this at this point. It's like, that is not good for the government. That is not good at all. Okay, that we have, less studios now. Okay, just because they want to see all the Marvel superheroes in one studio now. Like, that is not a good thing. Okay, and I'm very, very happy that they're pulling away because that deal makes no sense. That deal makes no business sense. Okay, Sony should not have to back down. Sony should not have to basically cave to giving Disney 50% of the box office of a license that they own. You know what I mean there? Doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Okay? Doesn't. And like I said, I've called this individual out after he shitted on Venom. And he still takes unnecessary jabs at Venom when he gets a chance to, and that's what pisses me off even more. He acts like he knows everything when he almost knows pretty much nothing. Okay, because he creates his own... Actually, no, I take that back. He does know what he's talking about. He chooses to not know as much because he claims to know the stuff, but then really doesn't, because then he switches it up for his own narrative because he wants everything under Disney's banner. That's what it's all about to him. And that's his end game. When you say stupid shit like how Captain Marvel, the critics were against her. But the box office numbers don't lie, and it proves that everyone loves her. But yet you use the opposite logic for Venom and say, "Oh, everybody hates Venom. Everybody hates Venom. Look at all what the critics say." And then you see the box office numbers, and you see the fan attendance, and you're like, "Oh, it was just fluky stuff, You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sounds like a bit of a hypocrite if you ask me. But I digress. Seems like a hypocrite if you ask me, but I digress, Ugh. Anyways, yeah, I'd like to see Venom and Spider-Man in the same movie. As long as Venom actually is the center of attention. Because I don't really like Spider-Man. I don't like Spider-Man. I mean,